Hello, dear students. Today we will do lesson 2 Children at Work, which has been taken from the book It So Happened. This is a very interesting chapter about a boy who was only 11-year-old and had run away from his village because his father used to beat him up every day. So that's why he had run away. What are the learning objectives of this chapter? Your creative thinking will be developed. You would know about the impacts of child labor and the lives of children who work for their livelihood. Your vocabulary will be enhanced. How your vocabulary will be enhanced while you will read this chapter in detail. So you will get to know about some new words. All chapters are based on any theme. This chapter has some themes like lives of children, child labor, and rag picking. We must stop child labor because children are the precious one on this earth. They are the future of our nation. How many characters are there? Mainly, there are three characters in this chapter: Velu, Velu's father, and Jaya. Now, I will give you the detailed explanation of this chapter. This lesson begins with the Kanyakumari Express reaching Chennai Central Station, where Velu, an 11-year-old boy, had to get down. He was very nervous to step down on the platform, and once he did, his legs felt wobbly. His legs were shaking because he was in the train for long time, so that's why his legs were wobbling. He found himself a place to sit at a bench on the platform. Never in his life he had seen so many people all at once, except once a year at his village fair. So he had never seen that much crowd in his life, only once while he was in the village fair. He was so terrified and he bent his head and put it on his knees. He heard a strange voice. He tried looking here and there and found a girl of about his own age who was of the same age like Velu. This girl was wearing a loose banyan and was carrying a sack on one of her shoulders, in which she collected plastic cups that she picked up from the platform. The girl asked him how he got here, but Velu did not answer. He did tell her his name, but was reluctant to tell a stranger that he had run away because he was fed up of being beaten up by his father every day. He could not take it anymore that his father snatched away all that he and his sisters earned to pay for his drinking. Suddenly, he felt his stomach pinching him as he had not eaten much in those 2 days. The weird expression on the face made it clear to the girl, who then offered to help him with food. She got up and began walking. At first, Velu was not sure if he should follow her. But then he thought to decide himself that he had nowhere else to go. He had no option, so he had to go with that girl only. So he got up to and matched her speed. They waited a bit to find a gap between the moving traffic so that they could cross the road. The smoke and dust in the air made Velu's head spin. Velu was hesitant to cross the road, but the little girl somehow dragged him to the other side. They then started walking along the side of the road where Velu saw various signboards. He could not read anything that was written on them because it was all in English, but he surely saw pictures. His naked feet burned from the heat that was being released from the tar. It was nothing like walking on the mud. Then they turned into a bridge where Velu paused to peep down. Jaya warned him about the big building with walls. She said if he wasn't careful, he could end up counting bars. He could go into the jail. Velu managed to read the Tamil sign on the building that said Central Jail. So Velu could read Tamil signs. After an hour of walking, they reached in front of a huge building that said Sri Rajeshwari Prasanna Kalyana Mandapam. and the names of the groom and the bride. At first, Velu thought they were to eat inside, but despite his high expectations, Jaya showed him the reality by taking him behind the building where there was a rotten smell in the air. He was expecting that they would go inside the hall and he would eat there. But what was the reality? That they went behind that building. They could see a garbage bin. Jaya found a squishy banana and a vada for Velu, who was reluctant to eat. He didn't want to eat. Jaya assured him that she only chose untouched food and that this is all she could do so, as she had no money to feed him. Velu couldn't resist because his stomach was pinching him. He decided that he would eat that food. He ate it and felt instantly better. After eating that food from garbage bin, he felt relaxed. Jaya told him that he could wait till the people inside completed their lunch, but she had to go to work. Velu followed her since he had nowhere else to go, and to him. The girl seemed to have a way with things. He began running after her and asked her name, which she told him. They then walked around for about half an hour and reached Triplicane. Velu saw a row of the strangest huts he had never seen. They were made of metal sheets, tires, wood, and plastics. So the huts were made of all those things: sheets, tires, wood, and plastic. In his village, they only had houses made with mud and palm leaves. Where he was living, where Velu was living, there the huts were, or the houses were made of mud and palm leaves. But here, the huts were made of sheets, tires, wood, and plastic. So he found difference. Jaya went inside one of the huts to get herself a new sack because the current one was filled. She told Velu to give her a hand and handed over a second stick to him. Velu got confused as he did not know what she wanted him to do with all this stuff. He had only worked in a landowner's farm where he took the cows for grazing. Unfortunately, there were no farmers in the city. Jaya told him what she did was called rag picking. So, what was the work of the girl? Rag picking. And they sorted through rubbish to find paper, plastic, and glass, which they further sold to Jam Bazaar Jaggu. Velu was still confused as to why someone would want to buy rubbish. Jaya elaborated that Jaggu further sold it to the factories and that she had no more time to waste as she had to work. She explained that she had to go to work and I can't waste my time anymore with you. Velu reluctantly agreed to do it till he could find himself a better job. So Velu also decided that he would do that work because he was having nothing to do. He was not ready, but he decided that he would do this work. So, did you find that how the children are doing this kind of work? They are not willing, but they have to do because they have no other option. So, like Velu decided, in that way, we have many children in this world who don't want to do this kind of work, but they have to do for their stomach because they have to feed themselves. They have nothing with themselves. So we should decide that if we see these kind of children and if we can do something for them, so we should do for them and we should be there to help them. So there's a strong message that we should decide that we will stop this child labor. And if we can do something for them, then definitely we will do. I tried to explain this chapter. I hope this is clear to you. Thank you. Thank you so much.